Morning, seventh graders, or good afternoon, or good evening, depending on when you watch these videos. It's me, Mr. Higgins. It's also Tuesday, May 19th, 1 month exactly until we are done with school and hopefully done with distance learning forever. Fingers crossed. Oh boy. Let's get started with today's lesson, guys. There we go. Remember when I didn't know how to use this thing at all, and now I have a Google Classroom and I make videos and I'm using Zoom, and what has happened to me? Anyway, we're going to continue our focus on oil and water today. I have a few things I want to review from the past, and then I'm going to review the workload, and that's what today's lesson is going to look like. But there are some important things from the past that I'm going to review today that could be helpful on today's assignment. First, let's look at the picture of LP. Oh, the one good thing about now is that I can take the dogs for walks all the time, and we spend a lot of time on the beach, and you can see how much they like it. So that's good. Silver lining. Anyway, back to announcements. We have a Google Meet. Oh, no. We have a Google Meet today. Just quickly changing. At 1 p.m. It's an academic meet, and you know how it works. We've been doing this for a long time, so I can stop talking about it. We have a team lunch scheduled for this Friday, and I want to apologize to those of you in E-period. I totally didn't post the discussion question yesterday, so I posted it today. Oops. And sorry about that. I thought I posted it to both classrooms, but it's a lot to juggle. I did do an update on PowerSchool yesterday. I graded a couple of things, so you should have seen your grade change a little bit, and I still have some more stuff that I need to grade today. The things that I want to review with you today are types of evidence to start off with. Now, one of the things that we do in class a lot is I expect you to support your answers with evidence, and there are different types of evidence that you can use to support your claims. One type of evidence is a direct quote. This is when you are using the exact words that a person has spoken, or it could be just the exact words from a text. And of course, when you're using a direct quote, you always put the words that are not yours in quotation marks. So for example, this is a quote I hear all the time. Quote, "Mr. Higgins is so funny all the time. He deserves a raise," end quote. I hear people saying that constantly, and it's true. It's a direct quote. That's a fact. Another type of evidence that we use in class and in real life are statistics. We learned about statistics last year in 6th grade. Statistics, as a quick review, are number-based facts. So facts that are based on data. When I say number-based facts, I don't mean dates, though. Like saying Mr. Higgins was born on August 5th, 2001 would not be a statistic, even though there's numbers in there. Saying something like this, however, 100% of students agree that Mr. Higgins deserves a raise, that would be a statistic, and also a fact, I hope. So on today's assignment, you are going to be expected to use different types of evidence, including statistics, and I just wanted to make sure that everyone knew what a statistic was. So this was here to jog your memory. Next reminder from the past. Oh, Charlotte, we've missed you. We love you. Way back in February, we were studying economics, and as part of our study of economics, we learned about supply and demand. Since we're talking about the value of oil and water in the Middle East, this lesson on supply and demand is going to come back. You need to have that knowledge in order to fully understand the text that I'm going to give you today. So Charlotte's back to help us review supply and demand really quick. Remember, she decided to buy all those TikTok sweatshirts because she knew that they were really popular. The demand for the TikTok sweatshirts was really high. Everyone wanted one, but there weren't a lot of them at the stores. Hot Topic sold out because she bought most of them. And because the demand was high and the supply was low, the value of those sweatshirts increased. And that's what happens when supply is low and demand is high. Value goes up. The exact opposite happens when the supply is high and the demand is low. If a store has tons of Halloween decorations in November, the demand is going to be pretty low because people don't want Halloween decorations. Halloween's over. So the demand goes down. Their supply is higher than the demand. So what do? They say, 50% off Halloween decorations, or whatever holiday happens to have passed. So when the supply is high and the demand is low, the value decreases. You're going to be applying this supply and demand, these laws of supply and demand, to the reading today when it comes to oil and water. So make sure you understand the relationship between supply and demand and how it affects the value of a product. See you, Charlotte. Miss you. Here's today's workload. I'm going to give you a fact check on oil and water. It is not due until Thursday, so it's only 4 questions. I would say one of them is kind of tough, and you might need to spend some time on it, but I tried to give you as much direction as I could. You have a virtual map quiz on the Middle East this week, all the countries, 17 countries, I think. You should be practicing today, so spend a little bit of your class time doing that. If you are in E period, you have a discussion question to contribute to. That's due tomorrow. And of course, any missing work that you have, make sure you get that done. Okay, guys, I will see some of you later on today in our Google Meet. Make sure you review the work from today so that if you have any questions, I can answer them for you. And I guess that's it. I'll see you later on today.